Léo Bonatini from Wolverhampton, and Mateo Klimowicz from Stuttgart. The first one, Bonatini, I have a good relationship with the agent after the Orlando summit. So I knew him, I knew Renato there, and they offered Bonatini actually like a year ago in the platform. So Bonatini was a player that I knew, that I was following him. I mean, the first step of the relation, it was because of the TransferRoom summit. Now I have a great relationship with that agency, which is maybe one of the top 3 or at least top 5 agencies in Brazil. And then Mateo Klimowicz a lot also too. The first connection was in TransferRoom also. I sent interest to Mateo, and then the sporting director of Stuttgart replied, and he was very friendly. And then we had a direct communication. Then he was fired from Stuttgart, but the relationship was already made, and he made the connection with the agent, and I had a good relationship with the agent. Then we did the preseason in Argentina, so I met the guy over there, and the agent, introduced me to the new sporting director, and that's how the deal was closed. The transparency that TransferRoom brings, it's one of the key elements of the platform, definitely. Both deals went pretty well from start to finish. It was a good relationship with the clubs. Wolves was really good about Léo Bonatini because Leo had still like 6 months more of contract, but they were like really willing to let the player came here, and the player wanted to so much. So we always had a good relationship with them, and the agents of Bonatini and Mateo are pretty professional, pretty by the book. I almost say like a perfect deal in the sense that it never had bad moments when you think like, oh, this is not going well. It was 2 months negotiation and talking, but always in a good manner. I think deals in South America get shady sometimes. This was not the case in any of those. In terms of commission and that thing, it was pretty standard, pretty by the market. So it's a good deal. We gotta make the difference, and we gotta compete with the other teams in the league by doing things differently and by thinking differently, because our budget is very, very different from the budget of other teams in Liga MX. So we are pretty open to all the markets in the world. That's definitely the strategy, that higher teams in the Premier League, in the Bundesliga, in Spain, in Italia, know that we are willing to make those deals, and know that the players came to a good league. Hopefully we can make a deal with those guys in the future internally in Liga MX, so they know that internal market of Mexico is really, really huge. You know, the advanced search of players and only looking for players marked available and having our salary range, and that you can get to pretty interesting names. And that's one of the many sources of information I use to get to a final list of potential players. I usually get like 10, 20 names per position per season from that tool.